Hey guys, before I start the review, I actually wanted to give some information on who this mysterious dragon might be from the opening that Revolver used. Since V-Jump dropped today, um, by the time I'm doing this video, showed off some new stuff, and I'll show off who I think this dragon is, because it seems like it's this new dragon called Varel Load Dragon. Something like that? Yeah, I think something like that. It's interesting. He has 3,000 attack. He's a Link 4 monster, like topological bomber dragon, but he's a dragon type, which fits into the typical rival sort of monster to have. But I won't go into too much detail. We also got information on Revolver's archetype that he'll use, but I won't go over that. Um, they're fucking bullet dragons. Is all I'm gonna say. Um, Dragons made out of guns. Another thing I wanted to go over before I started this episode review is the main monster that we're getting in the link structure that called Encode Talker. So seems like I might be right about Decode Talker evolving. I could be wrong though. Still too early to tell. But we do have a different version of Decode Talker already, and he's light and he has a shield, and he's like a white knight as opposed to like this dark knight thing that we have going on with Decode Talker. So here's hoping that Decode Talker has more evolutions in the future. But yeah, with further ado, I'll get into the episode review. All right, episode 2 is finally here. And it was exciting. It was exciting first duel of Vrains. I enjoyed watching it. Enjoyed the music. I especially enjoyed Decode Talker in this episode. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to be shutting up about Decode Talker. Um, he's he's definitely growing on me, especially like the absolute love that like the animators gave him in this episode, his first debut. Um, Honestly. And but it turns out I was wrong, or at least it seems like I'm wrong about Ignis being connected to Decode Talker in a way, even though that their color scheme seems really similar. Um, but whatever, what can you do? But Decode Talker is born from a data storm, is what we learn of, and it seems like that's how Yusuko or Yusaku is going to be gaining his link monsters is through data storms. Um, we learn a lot about duels in this episode, so I'll try to cover everything. So we do learn that like there's dual skills, that it's set in speed duel format. As you can see, it's like Duel Links actually. If you guys are playing Duel Links, then you'll be very familiar with this, but if not, then it's a speed duel format where there's only 3 monster zones, 3 spells and trap zones, and only 4,000 life points, which works to the Yu-Gi-Oh shows. Um, it's always had 4,000 life points, so I guess they just wanted an excuse to integrate speed dueling into the show, I suppose. Um, but yeah, we also have dual skills, which doesn't annoy me as much after watching Arc 5 with action cards, but I can definitely see it being a problem in the future. But yeah. Oh, and also they start with 4 cards instead of 5 cards, and there's no main phase 2, and it's yeah. So if you're not really well versed in the speed dueling format that Konami has itself created, then it might be a little annoying to watch this for you, especially since if you're really used to the regular way Yu-Gi-Oh is played with five monster zones and 5 spell and trap card zones. Um, but yeah, which is it's a little weird to me because it almost makes like some of the link markers on the cards like almost useless. Because you can see like with like Decode Talkers like arrow pointing into another direction. But yeah. Um, Other than that, what I did like about this episode is that people were complaining about Blue Angel being saved like a regular damsel in distress, but we also get Blue Angel saving Yusako or Playmaker in this instance, um, from uh, from falling in his duel. And what I did want to happen kind of did happen. We get to see more emotion from Yusako or Yusaku. God, I keep calling him Yusako. Sorry, um, Yusaku. Um, yeah, and he's actually caught off guard. Like he's actually surprised. Like he's not stoic the whole time. He's not like, oh, I knew that this was gonna happen the whole time. Oh, I'm the best. Yeah, none of that. I really don't want that. Um, but we do get a little stubbornness from him. We get stubbornness with him and Ignis, and we're getting a feel for how their partnership is going to be from now on. And I can dig it. They're kind of snappy at each other, and I like it. It reminds me of Yuma and Astral's relationship in the beginning. So I'm interested to see where that plays out because Yuma was very stubborn as well and didn't want anybody's help. But yeah, we can see a little bit of stubbornness from Yusaku, um, as well as we learn a little bit about Yusaku's past. We do learn that he's looking. Well, I mean, I guess he's looking for his past or looking for the person who took his past, like we found out last episode. We saw a little bit of the hot dog vendor's brother. And then we learn a little bit extra. We learn that he's looking for the person who gave him courage. Um, so apparently, in his childhood, he wasn't always this brave duelist that just goes around saving people, or this hero of justice. He was actually afraid at a point in time, and he wants to meet the person who gave him courage. So he's obviously forgotten who that was. Um, but yeah, Um, other than that, I just really liked the Decode Talker summoning sequence. I really liked the music for this episode. Um, I was so excited. I'm sorry this is a little late too. I was waiting for the subs. And like I don't know what is with the subs. Like they just took so long. They just took so long to get done. Which is why I'm getting this to you guys so late. Um, but what can you do? I'm always gonna wait for subs because I want to read in English so I can understand the whole story before actually like giving you guys a review. Um, but yeah, um, other than that, there's not really much that I disliked about this episode. It was a pretty standard duel. They showcased off link summoning well. They taught us that they don't have levels. They don't go into defense position. So that was mainly the purpose of this duel is to showcase what link summoning like can do and what the foundation of link summoning is. And that's kind of what the show is also for is to teach new people and continuing duelists to actually learn about this new mechanic, and that's what we're gonna probably be expecting for this next few episodes. So I would expect after these few episodes to get a little bit more information, but start slowing down on like the excitement of duels. But who knows? We've seen the preview. Seems like we're going to get an encounter with Revolver, which is interesting. We'll see how that pans out. Um, I'm excited. I'm I can get behind it. Another thing actually I should cover is link summoning in general in the world of Vrains is it doesn't seem like it's like this whole new phenomenon like pendulum summoning was. Like Yusaku doesn't just create link summoning out of his ass like Ayuya did. Or well I guess Zork did. He link summoning does seem to exist. He just created the card. So that was interesting. It definitely seemed at the beginning of the duel where Yusaku was about to draw his card. It seemed like he was about to perform a shining draw, and I feel like we're probably going to see instances of shining draws in the future. or something of that case. But we definitely already have it established by this episode that cards can be created. So people are gonna be mad about Deus Ex Machina maybe, but it's gonna happen, and that's probably how Firewall Dragon is gonna get created as well. But Yusaku does state or that fucking Decode Talker is his trump card. So it's not his ace; it's his trump card. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm really excited. This episode had me pretty hype. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Remember to rate, comment, and scrub scribe. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.